question for you, which is during the budget process, you had speculated that that without the, which is not that long ago, it's like a month ago, basically, without the money that we received from the one-time special building permit, that there would be revenue of about 100,000. And so I'm just curious to know what happened to 75,000.
Well, we ended the year, we think, around 713.
No. This was not including the fund balance, which we already have, which you've added in. I'm talking about just. You were talking just in terms of revenues over expenses at the end of the year.
Yes.
You had said at that point that you speculated it would be about 100,000 based on savings related to various things, income that was projected to come in, as well as savings related to money unspent on compensation to various workers, etc., etc. And so I'm just curious to know why it's only 24,000 and not 100,000.
Actually, where are you reading from? Because I'm
here. It's 24,000. If you say
revenues realized, yes,
exactly.
Revenues. That's true. As I noted from the beginning, we just about made revenues. Our problem had been, as identified, some of the difficulties in the amounts that we did not receive. If it was not for the one-time building permit, then we would have had a difficulty time meeting our revenues.
But I'm just trying to understand why a month ago you thought it was going to be $75,000 more.
That was the net amount.
The net amount, the difference between the revenues realized and the expenditures, the net amount I had closer to 80,000.
83,000.
It was 83, and then we worked out that there was an additional 20,000, which you had not accounted for in your calculations, and now the net amount is 24. So it's...
No, the net amount, I thought your question was going to be, how did I miss the mark in not, or rather returning more money than anticipated? The answer to that was going to be, I'm not sure the auditors are going to credit the 145,000 grant. I'm not sure of that. And I'm not sure they're going to allow the sales tax we haven't realized yet be credited to last year.
But have you included that or not?
Yes, I did.
So you've included that as income already?
Yes.
And there's only 25,000 of surplus with that included?
No, when all this occurs, I think the net growth will be 713,000.
No, it wasn't net, Peter. The 100,000 he was referring to at that time was not including this. This was not discussing the fund balance. This was just surplus of revenue at the end of the year. That's what we were discussing
Over
at that
expenses.
point.
Over expenses.
Over expenses.
Right.
100,000, and it's
Yes.
now 25,000.
No. Now the difference between revenues we realized and expenditures that we incurred is 715,000. That's the growth. That's the difference.
That's including the building fee.
Right.
And it's also including the money we already had in the reserve fund.
No, it's not.
So you're saying that there's an additional amount on top of that.
Yes.
So what's that amount?
Well, I expect the difference between the revenues we realized when adjusted for the FEMA grant and the expenditures will grow to be about $713,000. And the reason for that is the one-time building permit and the fact that I'm counting on receiving the $145,000 grant for the drug education and the sales tax that we've not yet realized.
But that was already included in revenue before. So I'm not sure how...
Let me go back
think
and give you those exhibits that I gave you that evening. And I think I can demonstrate that although we've missed the mark, we've ended up greater to the good than I thought. It's closer to what I had projected it would be when we did this in April.
Okay, can I have a question?
Of course.
Okay.